Hi everybody, welcome to your yoga. My name is Hannah, if you haven't met me before. I'm the normal Tuesday night teacher at Positive Balance. I'd like to invite you, just as we begin, to come into a child pose of Balasana with extended arms out the front, and just take some time to guide your forehead down towards the mat. And just really settle in to your practice. You've made it, you've set aside some time for yourself, for some self-care and nurture, to breathe, to move. So just keep on bringing your awareness to your breath. Your breath. An extended child. Knees are as wide as they need to be. Walking your hands out to the front and aiming that head down towards the mat. And just continuing to settle in here. Tonight we're going to do a lot of movement and extension through the side body. It's an area of our body that quite often doesn't get much attention. So tonight we're going to give it some love. We're also going to do some beautiful twists from a number of different positions. Our first little exploration of the side body we can do right here from child. So our hands are extended shoulder width apart in front of us. We simply, to stretch into our left side of the body, move our left hand where our right hand was, and then move our right hand out to about shoulder width. So you're going to feel that stretch all through here, all through the side of the body and the arm, right down into the hip. So just continue to relax and breathe into the side body here. Really just giving yourself time to catch up with where you are. Let your mind catch up with your body here on the mat. Feeling into the breath, the natural rhythm of the breath as it moves your whole torso. Feeling particularly into that side, that left side, into intercostal muscles between your ribs. And just feel with every exhalation a beautiful softening, deepening, and extending into that child, the side extension. Take 3 more deep, big, expansive breaths here. Feeling into that left side. Letting the breath flow naturally through the nose, and feel free to add in an exhalation through the mouth, or 3 big sighs. So in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just to release any tension, get rid of all of the stale air that sometimes stagnates in the bottom of our lungs when we're breathing in our chest rather than full, deep abdominal breaths. And then simply centering the hands and then moving to stretch through the right side of your body. Just bringing your awareness to the breath and the whole torso. The back as it swells with the inhalation. And feel that upper back lower naturally with the exhalation. The swelling of the side body into that right side this time. Feeling that stretch all the way from your fingertips, all the way along your arms, down to your hip. Keep on breathing, just watching the natural flow of your breath There's no need to control it. Just let the natural rhythm of your breath happen. And with this awareness, quite often the breath will naturally deepen and soften. And then just those last 3 big, beautiful breaths here, with a sighing exhalation, if that feels good to you. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Twice more at your own pace. And then when you've finished that 3rd exhalation, simply recenter your hands, pushing yourself up to sit in Vajrasana, the thunderbolt pose, with your heels tucked under your buttocks. Feel free to pad this if it's more comfortable for you. You're not going to be holding this position for long. We're going to move through a really simple flow with a nice side stretch at the end of the flow from this position. So just to begin, bringing your hands to your chest, middle finger touches right at the heart center, right in the middle of the chest. And we'll just do it once without the breath. We'll just get the hang of the movement first. So we're going to draw our fingertips to our shoulders as we open through the chest, drawing the shoulders back. And if it feels good, you can lift your chin and gently extend through the chest into a little mini back bend. And then we're going to draw our shoulders together, round through the upper spine and tuck the chin if it feels good. We're going to unravel our arms, tent our fingers right next to our feet, and then open up through the chest again, lifting that chin again if it feels good. And then sliding fingertips along the mat, coming back down into child. We're going to roll through cat and cow, and then we're going to tuck our toes and push back into downward facing dog. We're going to come back to our knees, arching into our cow again, pushing back to child, and then raising the arms up in a beautiful big sweep above the head. And then lowering the hand to the side, our right hand, as we extend through the left side of the body, we can plant this hand, tent our fingers, and extend. And if you've got a little bit more space there, you can also walk the fingers out a little and bend through the elbow to extend through the side. We're going to come back to the center, touch palms, extend up, and then to the other side, extending through the right side of the body, planting the left hand to wherever feels good on that side and extending through the side body. And coming back to center, and then drawing a line down the center of your body, back to prayer position at the heart center. So this time we'll try it with the breath. Feel free just to relax and not flow with the breath to begin with. Otherwise, moving with me, breathing in as we draw the chest open, breathing out, elbows towards each other, tuck the chin. Breathing in, plant hands beside the heels as we arch up again and open through the chest. Breathing out, slide those hands forward to child, the forehead to mat. Drawing up as we breathe in through a rolling cat. Tuck toes as you breathe out, pushing back to downward facing dog. Breathing in, knees to your mat, extending into cow. Breathing out, pushing back to child. Breathing in, a big, beautiful sweep of the arms, touch palms. Breathing out as you extend the right hand down, stretching through the left side of the body. Breathing in as you center yourself, touch palms. Breathing out to the other side, extending through the right side of the body. Breathing in to the center, breathing out, draw a line to your heart center. And again, breathing in as we open, expand through the chest. Breathing out as we expand through the upper back. Breathing in, opening through the chest again, lifting chin if it feels good. Breathing out, sliding those fingertips forward to child. Breathing in as you roll through cat and cow. Tuck toes, breathing out to downward facing dog. Breathing in as you plant the knees back down, extending, and breathing out, pushing back to child. Breathing in, sweeping the arms up and overhead. Breathing out to your right, stretching through the left side of the body. Breathing in to the center and breathing out to the left, feeling that expansion through the right. Breathing in to the center and out, back to prayer position. Breathing in, breathing out, tucking chin. Breathing in, expanding through the chest. Breathing out as you slide forward to child. Rolling through cat. Tuck toes, pushing back to downwards facing dog. Breathing in, lower knees, extending into cow. Breathing out, pushing back to child. Breathing in, lifting the upper body, sweeping the arms above the head, touching palms. Breathing out as you extend to the side, feeling the stretch from hip to fingertip. Breathing into the center, out to the other side. Breathing into the center and out, back to prayer. Once more, moving with your breath, synchronizing the movement to your breath cycle. Tucking toes, back to dog. Breathing in as you lower. Breathing out to child. Sweeping and extending above head. Breathing out to the right. Breathing in to the center and out to the left. Breathing in to the center, touch palms, draw a line as you exhale back to heart center. And just closing your eyes and just resting for a moment here. You're welcome, if you find it uncomfortable in Vajrasana, just to come to a seated position for a moment. Just let the breath settle back in from your gentle movement, just to wake the body up, extending into the side body. Just feeling that natural rhythmic flow of the breath. Feeling into any sensations you might feel in your body. You might feel warmth at your palms where they meet. You might feel tension in your legs or any other part of your body. See if you can use your breath to soften and gently sink into this Vajrasana, this thunderbolt. And then just letting that go, opening the eyes and releasing the mudra. And just coming back to all fours. We're going to move through dancing bear, where we just tune into our bodies and just begin to move from all fours in any way that feels good. Making sure that our hands are underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips, hip width apart, hands are shoulder width apart. And from this base position, we can just start to explore. We can make circles, rocking back and forth. And for the side body, I particularly like making an S shape with the hips and the shoulders, rocking back and forth, almost like you're wagging your tail, if you had one. You can turn your head with the movement to really extend into that side of the body. And just continue for another few rounds of breath, just to make any movements that feel good for you. You can move through a few more rounds of cat or rolling cat, just to really warm up through the spine, feeling a wave of movement from tailbone up to the top of your neck. Just really beginning to feel into your body and what it needs. And then just finding some stillness on all fours. And just to start from here, we're going to extend our leg out, our left leg out behind us. And we're going to just curl it under as if we were doing a downward dog from this position, and just extending here. Sometimes we can get a calf stretch here, which is a little bit different from our dog. Just extending back here. And then with an inhalation, just lifting that leg up, extending through the heel, drawing up through the abdomen, bracing through the core, finding strength here. And if it feels good, we can take our right hand out on a diagonal, shift that leg out too. So we're really extending from our right fingertips through to our left heel. Take 5 deep breaths here, drawing up through the navel, feeling stable through the torso, extending through that heel into the fingertips, gaze down towards the mat. And then just letting that go. Moving to the other side, setting your base position up, curling that back toe, giving yourself a little stretch here through the calf. And then when you're ready, lifting that heel the same height as your hip. You can stay here, or you can join me by raising that left arm, extending out through the fingertips, and then just drawing both limbs out on a slight angle, diagonal shape through your body. Draw up through your navel, stabilize through your hips and through your shoulders. 5 deep, beautiful breaths here. Extend through that heel and into the fingertips. And then releasing. And then we're just going to come forward to our Sphinx, starting from our base position for a little back bend. Our elbows are shoulder width apart, directly underneath our shoulders. Our fingers are spread, palms on the floor, even weight and pressure across all of the base of the fingers and fingertips, and just aim to draw your shoulders back and down here. Feet hip width apart, or slightly more if it's comfortable on your lower back, just to create a little bit more space. I'm looking at you, but gaze should actually just be towards the floor, slightly in front of you, just to keep space in the back of your neck. And just draw your awareness to your breath. Feel into your breath at the base of the torso. Feel it swell against the floor. Feel it press into the floor. And perhaps with that pressure, you can release some tension through your lower back, aiming to turn off your glutes if they're contracting at all, and to relax through that lower sacrum. Keep on broadening through the chest, pressing down into the forearms and the fingers and the elbows, keeping the neck nice and long. And then just take a gentle twist towards the left, looking towards your left shoulder. And then coming back to the center and to the other side. 2 more to each side at your own pace. And then letting that go. I'm going to move into a cobra now. We can keep our feet where they are, but we're just going to move our hands to underneath our shoulders this time. We're going to tuck our elbows in, and then to start, we're going to try and keep our hands quite light on the mat and actually start the movement through the shoulder blades and muscles of the back to draw the torso up. We're creating space in the same way we did with Sphinx, drawing our shoulders back and down. We can lift our chin slightly before we start straightening the arms and extending. Keeping that pressure across the palms, tucking the elbows in, drawing the shoulder blades together, and just trying to turn the glutes off slightly. They naturally want to contract in these sorts of back bends, but we're going to try to turn the dimmer switch down a little. If it feels good, you can lift your chin slightly. Otherwise, look after your neck and just keep the chin parallel with the ground, eyes straight ahead. I'm just going to do this from the side too. Elbows always tucked, chest nice and broad, aiming to relax through the lower back if possible. And just from this position, we're just going to take a breath, and if it feels good, as you breathe out, you can just turn and look back across your right shoulder down towards your right foot, and then coming back to center. And then as we breathe out, turning to the other side. So you turn to your left side and look towards your left foot. Coming back to the center on an inhalation and breathing out to the side. Breathing in and out. Once more to each side. And then just gently lowering back down. And just for a moment, taking a relaxation pose, exploring a side bend through flapping fish. So resting one palm on top of the other, ear towards the top palm, knee out to the side, elbow to knee. They don't need to touch, they just glide towards each other. So you're extending and expanding through the left side of your body, the long side of your body with the straight leg. And just close the eyes and just take a moment to relax here, feeling into the side body. Feel the release through the hips as well and the lower back. And then just changing sides. Swap the palms over, angle those elbows slightly. Left knee comes out, guide that left elbow down towards the right foot. The left knee. Close the eyes and just relax here for a minute. Feeling into that beautiful stretch down the right side of your body. Feeling your body completely supported by the floor, and with every exhalation, feeling it relax more. And just letting that go. And coming back up through hands and knees and up to stand on your knees here. Now here we're going to move into gate pose and just do a nice little flow movement through this. You may want, if you have something handy that you can use as a prop, have that nearby, but you hopefully don't need it, but if you do have anything handy, it could become useful with this. So we're going to come up onto our hands, onto our knees here and extend through the left leg out to the side. Our heel is going to line up with our knee and our foot can be on a slight angle just to make it comfortable through that joint. If you extend all the way down through that line, sometimes that can feel a little bit too intense through the instep or cramp your foot. So just turn the toes slightly, make sure that you've got your whole sole of your foot on the floor. Now, if you do have a reference book or a cookbook handy, just put it over to the side here. You can use it if you require. You may just like it on that sort of level. And to begin with, we'll just settle into the different movements and then we will just do a little flow from here. So we're going to raise our arms and first do the traditional gate where we extend out and wherever our hand lands, we'll start here anywhere along that leg and we can just begin to sink and extend through that right side of the body from knee all the way through to your fingertips. You may want to gaze up or turn the head and gaze towards your left hand and foot. Just really feeling into that stretch, the side of the body. And we'll take 5 big, beautiful breaths here. Just extending to where it feels good for your body. You're feeling a challenge, but not feeling or experiencing any pain. Let the breath energize you. Let the breath hold you and support you in this posture. And then drawing up through the pelvic floor on an inhalation, just drawing your body back up to center. And then we're going to lower our right arm towards the floor. You may just want to cupcake your fingers here or use a prop, whatever you've got to hand, as we extend through the left side of the body from the left toes all the way to the fingertips. From here, we're just going to circle and just give our shoulders a little bit of love, releasing some tension. 5 big circles here. And then just relaxing that arm back up, that nice diagonal. And take another deep breath in here. And breathing out as you just extend through the fingertips and down into the toes. Then drawing up on that pelvic floor again on an inhalation, coming back to center. And then we'll just flow with the breath from side to side. Feel free to position your prop so it's there if you need it. Taking a deep breath in, extending up through the fingertips as you breathe out, extending through the right side as you arch over towards the extended leg. Breathing in, coming back to the center. Breathing out as you plant your fingers down and extend through that beautiful diagonal. Breathing in, draw up through the pelvic floor as you bring yourself back up and out to the other side. Just keep on moving through from side to side, using the inhalation to draw you up back to center and the exhalation to extend. Once more to each side. Breathing in as you come back to the center, and this time we're going to turn our toes in. Relax the breath for a minute. So our outside edge of our foot here is parallel with the short edge of our mat. And this time we're going to come forward, drawing up through the pelvic floor, bracing and supporting through your abdominals as you lower. We're just going to come into a forward bend here. So let your right buttock move towards your right heel. As you extend, you get a beautiful stretch through the inside of your leg. You can stay up at this position with fingertips tented, come down to palms, or if you're feeling good here, we can bring our elbows down to where our hands were and even draw the forehead towards the floor and extend the arms out further if you've got lots of space. And just take 5 big, beautiful, deep breaths here. Really using the exhalation to soften and find space within the stretch. Feel free to come out at any time. If there's any intensity that doesn't feel good, please back out and maybe find yourself a child pose here. Just take stock, listen to your body. Everything I offer here is an invitation. Please just listen to your body and respond if it's giving you any pain signals. Take one last deep breath in, And breathing out, sink a little further if you can, if there's space. And then just gently relaxing out of it, moving that left foot forward towards the front of your mat and just softening through the hips here. Bringing hands to knee and just sinking through for a moment. And then just bringing hands towards the mat on the inside edge of your foot, your left foot, and then just angling that left foot out, moving it out towards the outside edge of your mat, and then just sinking through the hips into lizard. Beautiful stretch through the hips, through the abductors. Once again here, like our forward bend from gate, we can stay up on tented fingers, we can come down to our palms, or you perhaps, if there's space, walking down, aiming our elbows down towards the floor, relaxing through the head, creating space in the back of the neck. Taking one more deep, big, beautiful breath here. And breathing out, soften and extend. And then coming back up and bringing that left foot back and up on your knees. And we'll move to the other side of gate and flow from here. So bringing that right leg out, extending that foot out on a slight diagonal, that heel should line up with our left knee. And we'll take a deep breath in and we'll breathe out as we extend out wherever that hand lands. Find a comfortable resting place and just extend through your left side body. Deepening your breath, relaxing into it for 5 big, beautiful breaths. Should feel the stretch all the way from our left knee, all the way up the side of the thigh, gluteus medius, up through the obliques, intercostal muscles, all through the arm, right to the fingertips. If it's comfortable, you can turn your head, look towards your right hand, or up towards your left. As you breathe, you may find more space and can let that hand slide down the leg a little further. Take one more deep breath here. And breathing out, just relax and extend. Draw up through the pelvic floor as we take a breath in, coming back to center. And we'll breathe out, moving to that counter stretch. Feeling the extension this time from the right toes all the way up to the right fingertips, extending through the right side of the body. Using that prop if you need to, you can even turn a book up on its side or end if you want to create more space and comfort. Using that inhalation to fuel your steadiness, energizing into the posture. Another deep breath here, our last breath here, and extend with that exhalation. Drawing up through the pelvic floor as we come back to the center. This time we'll flow with the breath, breathing in here, extending into the fingertips, breathing out, extending out over that leg, breathing into the center, out to the side. Plant the hand, extend through the diagonal, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing into the center. Last one either side, moving with your breath. Coming back to the center. Breathing out to the side, and we'll just do those arm circles from here, relaxing the breath, moving through 5 big, beautiful arm circles. Really feeling into that shoulder joint, giving it some love. Creating ease and mobility through the joint. And then drawing up through the pelvic floor as you inhale, coming back to the center. Turn the big toes in, outside edge of the foot parallel with the short edge of the mat, and coming forward. Finding a place where you feel positive intensity and just relaxing here. You can even close your eyes as that left hip aims itself back towards your left heel. Keep on breathing. 5 big, beautiful breaths here. Feeling free to explore your depths, your space by walking the hands out if it feels good. And lowering forehead towards the floor. Otherwise, just finding a place, your boundary, and just using your breath to create softness at that boundary. And maybe, perhaps, little by little, more space, more flexibility, more softness, more ease. Take one last deep breath in here, swelling the lungs, really expanding. And as you breathe out, extending. And then just drawing that knee in and forward. And just taking a moment to draw yourself up into a low lunge. Drawing through the hips, creating a parallel line between the hips and the front short edge of your mat. And then just bringing the hands to the inside of your right foot as you step it out. It can be on a slight angle here, and we'll just extend into lizard. Once again, 5 deep, beautiful breaths here. Hands can be wherever comfortable. You can aim elbows towards the floor, relax through the head if it feels good. Aiming that forehead towards the floor. It might never get there, and that's okay. Just trying to create a beautiful release through our hips. Take one more deep, beautiful breath here. Expanding, drawing the breath into your body and breathing out, just extending, just exploring if you've created any space here through the hips with the exhalation. And then just letting go of this, just gently walking yourself back up, tucking that leg back, and we're just going to come to a squatting position and come a bit further forward here. So we'll just start out in a sometimes called a Hindi squat, Our feet can be on a 45. You will probably have your heels off the ground. If not, you can draw them down. And we're just going to spend a minute here and bringing our hands to pre-position at heart center. Try and broaden through the chest. You can use your elbows to gently push out against the knees as the heels aim towards the ground. Once again, they might not get there, but that's our intention. You can stay here, or you might want to explore a little twist with me. I'm just going to straighten that left arm out and actually almost use our elbow as a little leverage as we raise our arm out on a diagonal, turning the head and looking past the hand if that feels good. Just 3 big, beautiful breaths here. Broadening through the chest, sinking down through the hips. And then just coming back to center. And then moving to the other side. Releasing that left hand, bringing it out to a diagonal. If it feels good, let the gaze follow. And then just releasing that, and we'll just move through our squat up to a forward bend with the breath, flowing with the breath. So take a deep breath in here, extend and sink into your squat, and as you breathe out, lift your tailbone, straighten your legs, keeping the knees soft if needed, and just extending into your forward bend. Breathing in. As you lower the hips back down, bend the knees back to your squat, and breathing out, straightening the legs, keeping them as soft as you need as you extend down into a hanging forward bend. Keep on moving with the breath. Breathing in as you squat, breathing out as you extend into your forward bend. Next time you come up to a forward bend, take hold of your elbows and just let yourself hang here for a minute. Keep the knees as soft as you need to. You can have quite a big, generous bend if you need to create space in your lower back. And then just start to feel into your side body by swaying side to side. Let your head hang down, nod at yes and no. And then just taking a couple of breaths to gently roll up, bending the knees as much as you need to, restacking the spine. Take a big sweep of the arms above your head and breathing out back to heart center. And we'll just move into a balancing pose from here. Just finding yourself a nice even plant of both feet to begin with, and then just finding yourself a drishti, a focus point on a wall in front of you, eye level or higher, and we're just going to move into our tree pose. So taking your weight over into your right leg, lift that heel, recenter your weight over that leg, drawing up through the leg, up through the torso, shoulders, roll up, back and down. Now we have options here with our feet. We can just simply bend through the ball of the foot and place our heel beside our ankle. Our knee falls out to the side and we can simply stay here. This is a great place if you know you're having a bit of a wobbly day. or you have balance issues, just stay here and bring your hands to heart center and just focus on your drishti and your breath. Otherwise, you can have a little explore or play with moving the leg up to your inside of your calf, or you can take hold and bring it up to the inner thigh. And then when it feels good, bringing your hands to heart center pre-position. And just beginning to deepen your breath. Focusing on the breath can really help center and calm and steady you in a balancing pose. If you feel wobbly, just have a think about whether your weight is evenly distributed over the sole of your feet. You can press down into your big toes, sometimes helps steady your wobbles. Also pressing in, especially if your foot is in this high position, pressing the foot into the inner thigh and almost drawing up through the muscles of the outer thigh and pushing back can create a little counterbalance and help steady you. Now, because we're exploring our side body stretching today, there's an option here to have a play with a different hand positioning. So we can draw our arms up and we can bring our left hand to rest on our left knee lightly, touching forefinger and thumb if that feels good. And then we can just begin to extend slightly and shift our weight. So we extend through that right side of the body. If you wobble or need to touch down again, feel free. Or if you feel like coming back to hands at pre-position, also that's a totally lovely option if this creates a little bit of a destabilizing effect. And then just coming out of the pose mindfully, you can take a breath in, raise the hands, breathing out, touch palms, and draw hands back to heart center as you release the leg down. Give your feet a little pedal, and we'll just move to the other side. Remember, we've got our options here for a more grounded balance with our foot bent and our heel in towards our left ankle. If at any stage you get wobbly, feel free to return to this position. Otherwise, just taking your leg to where feels good for you and your body tonight. Find your drishti. And bring your awareness to the breath. If you wobble, plant that big toe, press the sole of the foot into the thigh, draw up through those leg muscles and almost push back against the sole of the foot can sometimes help provide a counterbalance. And if you want to explore our little side bend, we can take our arms up and then bring that right hand to rest on the knee and just explore stretching through the left side of the body from this tree. And then just coming out of it mindfully, if you can. Keeping those feet, releasing the hands. And we're just going to make our way back down to the floor. We do one final little flowing side stretch. Bringing our feet to a wide-legged position. Doesn't matter where they land. They can be this far apart, even this far apart. Just finding a comfortable wide-legged position. And then just making sure, give yourself a little lift with your knuckles behind you. Lift up and back down, just to make sure you're right on your sit bones. Just going to move a little bit further forward. And we're going to flow with the breath, moving from side to side. If your feet are close to you, just put your hands behind you. Otherwise, we're going to rest our hands on the legs. Take a deep breath in to the center, breathing out to the right as we lean and extend. Breathing in to the center and out to the side. Breathing in and out. Breathing in, extending up through the arms, out as you lower. Breathing in to the center and out to the side. Breathing into the center and out to the side. Breathing in. And this time we're going to come forward. Breathing out, bringing the hands in front of you. Once again, bending the elbows if there's space, and just relaxing the breath and finding that boundary where we feel an intensity, we're not feeling pain, and just using the breath to soften and create space right there. If there's more space for you, you're welcome to draw elbows down towards the ground or walk the hands out and aim forehead towards the ground. Take 3 more deep, beautiful breaths here. Feeling into your exhalation and whether there's any space there, any further softening and sinking in to this wide-legged forward bend. And then just gently using your hands as much as you need to, bringing yourself back up. Coming to an easy cross-legged position, and we'll just do a final twist before we move into a little bit of breathing. You'll feel free to grab a cushion if you want to sit on it. Also, feel free to do this with the legs out the front. So take a deep breath in, bring the arms up, and as we breathe out, twisting towards the right, bring that left hand, back of the left hand to the right knee, bringing your right hand to a place behind your tailbone, a little bit out from it, just using that back hand as a bit of a prop to keep on extending and straightening and supporting your spine as it twists. You can draw your head looking back over your shoulder to extend and complete the twist. Feeling into the breath on the right side of the torso here. Your left side will be slightly compressed from the twist, but we can really feel in the openness and expansion of the breath in the right side, the right lung. Take one more deep, beautiful breath here. And as you breathe out, see if there's a little more space here to gently extend into the twist. Let the head travel back first, and then releasing the twist. And we'll just move to the other side, drawing the arms up as you breathe in, breathing out, back of the right hand to the left knee, bring that left hand behind you, create a little prop to open and extend through the left side of the body here, twisting the torso. If it feels good, you can follow the twist by turning your head and looking towards the back of the room, out over that left shoulder. Feel the breath in the left side of the torso. Feel into its swelling as you breathe in, and just feel into the softening and expanding as you breathe out. One more deep, beautiful breath here. Breathing out as you extend, and then just letting your head begin the movement, looking back towards the center of the front of the room, and then bringing the hands back to the knees. We'll just do a little breathing practice before we have a little relaxation. So please get yourself nice and comfortable. Feel free to sit with your legs out the front. I'm just going to do a few rounds of Brahmari, the humming breath. I'm going to come a little closer, so hopefully you can hear me better and see what I'm up to. It's a very simple breath. We're simply creating a hum on our exhalation. That hum should vibrate all the way through the torso, the throat, and through the head, and create a beautiful, relaxed sensation. In your own homes is a nice place to experiment and explore the sound practices within yoga. So please just feel free to explore and enjoy the sensations this breathing practice, Brahmari, creates. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our arms up and use our 4 fingers just to close our ears, and we're just going to take this little lobe here and just press it back. Both ears, we won't do it quite yet. Elbows out, chest open, and we're just going to take a very beautiful deep breath in, swelling the torso, and as we breathe out, we're going to hum like this. I'll do a one first for us. So it's a deep breath in. Simple as that. So we're going to close our eyes together and just do a few rounds of Brahmari together. So taking deep breath in, bringing the hands, shutting the ears, that little lobe, and as you breathe out, humming, closing the eyes and humming. Breathing at your own pace, aiming to extend that exhalation out and just feel into the beautiful vibrations of that hum. And completing 3 more at your own pace. And one more, your last Brahmari breath. And then just letting this go and just coming to lie on your backs in Shavasana. On your backs with your arms out to the side in a low V, thumb and forefinger joined if comfortable, palms to the ceiling. Make sure your back of your neck is nice and long. You could lift your head and plant it back down. Pillow underneath your head if you want to. Legs out, least hip width apart, feet hip width apart, falling out to the side. If this is uncomfortable on your back, you're welcome to bend your knees, plant your soles of your feet hip width apart or mat width apart, and let your knees tent in towards each other. And just letting it go here for a few minutes. Close your eyes and just bring your awareness to your breath. And just feel in to the breath at the nostrils, the coolness of the breath as you draw your breath in on the inhalation, and the warmth of the breath at the nostrils on the exhalation. Just keep on watching this breath. No need to try and control it. Just bringing your awareness to the temperature variation between the inhalation and exhalation. Cool on the inhalation at the nostrils, warm on the exhalation at the nostrils. If your mind wanders, just keep on gently guiding it back without judgment to our practice. Just bringing our awareness to the breath. And then moving your awareness from the breath at the nostrils down towards the breath at the throat. The breath as it moves through your windpipe. And then further down still to the breath as it moves through your chest, the swelling on the inhalation and the receding on the exhalation. Just watching that breath ebb and flow, moving the awareness to the side body, feeling the breath as it swells, the ribs, the sides of the torsos. And then finally to an awareness of the breath at the navel, the rise and fall of the breath at the navel. Feel the breath naturally deepen with awareness. Feel your body melting and sinking into the floor. Feeling into the whole physical body on the floor. And then in your own time, taking a big, beautiful stretch, a deep breath in, raising the arms above the head, extending into the fingertips, extending down into the toes, pointing through the toes. And then as you breathe out, drawing those toes back. And then just making any small movements you need to make as you bring yourself gently over to your side. Rest a moment there. And then whenever you're ready, bringing yourself up to seated. Namaste everybody. I hope you enjoyed this class, the side body opening and the twists. It was lovely to bring this to you, and hope to see you back in our lovely hall sometime really soon. Stay safe, stay well. Talk soon.